Known for their rich biodiversity and crucial role in the sustenance of the urban world, Colombo's wetlands are a network of cleverly designed ecosystems. These wetlands serve as a conflation between the human population and nature. We spoke to Colombo's leading experts on the conservation of wetlands. Here's what they had to say.
Colombo city, it's actually situated in the western province and also in the lower plains or the flood plains of Kalani Basin. So that is very important for us because it's always subject to flood. So we are living in a flood prone city. Wetlands in Colombo city, these are acting as the sponges which retain the storm water, and it functions as the sinks of this storm water, and also they will control the runoffs, and also the wetlands are the filters of this water, the runoff water, like they trap the sediments, sometimes extra sediments, and also the pesticides and weedicides we may apply to the paddy fields like that. So they are the filters of these areas. So actually we say that the wetlands are the kidneys of this Mother Earth.
Colombo was a gigantic inland freshwater wetland habitat, and the only thing that was there was a little fishing village along the coast, and we built our city on top of a wetland. So that's why you have such an intricate network of wetlands. So if you get onto Google Earth and you zoom out, you will see the wetlands spreading through Colombo, basically like the veins in our body. That's pretty much what it looks like. It's just this green network of veins that just crisscross throughout the city.
In 2018, the Colombo city received this international recognition from Ramsar Convention for Wetlands as a wetland city because of the high dependency of the city of this Colombo wetland complex.
Wetlands are actually dynamic systems. So the nature of the wetland or the ecology of the wetland based on the rainfall it gets. So during the monsoon season, actually in Colombo wetlands we can see a seasonal variations of some of the plants and animals. With the rainfall, some of the populations get increased and some of the population get decreased. So that's how they balance the ecosystems. And also when talking about the plant species in Colombo wetlands, we have number of native plant species and also some of the endemic plant species. And also especially we have invasive plant species like Anomaa glabra, which is called as the pond apple, and also Salvinia and Iconia. And when it comes to the biodiversity in wetlands, we have counted more than 300 of plant species in Colombo wetland areas, and also more than 500 of animal species within these premises. These are refugee places for animals, right? And also these are the main repositories of threatened animals like the fishing cats, otters, and also the purple-faced langur.
Usually in terms of wildlife in a city, you don't get large carnivores living inside a city. So that's where Colombo is extremely unique in the fact that we have a large carnivore living inside a city. And what we've noticed is that these cats are moving from the urban wetlands and they're actually entering the city itself. So like the heart of the city, like Timirigasaya. And we've found that they are not just walking across these areas, they're actually living in these areas. So they're living in people's houses. Colombo, I think, has kept quite a lot of the British architecture in terms of how houses are built. We've got large gardens, we've got houses in the middle of large gardens. Fishing cats are utilizing these spaces in urban areas.
Colombo wetlands are really important for the wetland birds. So what you call these wading birds or the raptors and sometimes the forest birds. So we can see there is a seasonal changes in terrestrial animals like the invertebrates, like butterfly species. With the rainfall, you can see there are flushing blooms of flowers and also some fresh leaves. So the butterflies arise and lay eggs on these fresh leaves.
The Colombo city is built on a mosaic of wetlands, which we call Colombo Wetland Complex. So which has 36 patches of wetlands which are interconnected with the Colombo Canal network, which is a man-made canal network. So this wetland, Colombo wetland complex, hydrologically we call it as a Colombo catchment. Colombo wetlands gives every year the worth of the ecosystem services that it provides is more than 8 billion rupees. The mainly flood controlling, more than 15 billion rupees of worth flood saving is done by the Colombo wetland complex in each year to the city, as well as water treatment facility. Naturally it gives to the city. Then 50% of Colombo city is cooled by the Colombo wetland complex, and 85% of the Colombo wetland complex is still helps to increase the food security of Colombo area, and also the biodiversity in Colombo wetlands is amazing. So one of the main problems or threats are illegal filling and encroachment, because these wetlands are located in a very prime location of the country. So the development pressure is so high, so that's why there is a huge threat to fill them illegally as well as to encroach the wetlands. And also pollution, especially because of garbage disposal, because still we can see the people are using these wetland areas to dispose their garbage, open dumping areas, as well as water pollution, because Colombo is due to the high urbanization, a huge pressure to the water sector in the city, which has created a lot of negative issues to the Colombo wetlands.
Freshwater plastic pollution is 23 times higher than marine pollution. Because when you think about it, where is the marine pollution coming from? It's coming from our freshwater rivers, it's coming downstream. And most of the stuff doesn't just go straight into the rivers, it gets caught to vegetation that's growing alongside rivers. So it gets caught there, and a lot of that just gets stuck, and it just kind of piles up.
Urban wetland is an ecosystem. This is not a challenge to urban development. This is a complementary to urban development. So we need to think in that way, that these are solution providers. So when we have to protect it, we have to think it in as an ecosystem wise, not only concentrate to one particular service it gives and just ignore the others. So most of the time the people are not much aware about the other ecosystem services, critical ecosystem services that they give. And also and usually we are not aware about the importance of the neighboring ecosystem. I mean the natural environment that we are living in, because we know about the rainforest, their importance in the other, or any other ecosystem like marine ecosystem, their importance we always talk about, we always do something to that. But the environment that we are living in, and it's directly impact to our survival, day-to-day survival, so that knowledge is still lacking in Colombo. And also most of the people don't know that fishing cats are living in Colombo, because we have amazing biodiversity in Colombo. And also people don't know that the city's livability is exactly depend on the survival, existence of these Colombo wetlands, and its potential to bring the tourism industry, to boom the tourism industry, especially in urban tourism. So I think it's very important, to take out those messages to people, and also to especially for decision makers, to see them, these urban wetlands, as solution providers for the threats and the challenges that cities are facing, and going for nature-based solutions. So that awareness really important to conserve the Colombo wetlands for the present as well as for future generations.